What's good, people? My name is Victoria, and welcome back to another episode of Check Yourself. This is basically the space where I've come to make sure that you can want better, do better, be better, and everything in this Check Yourself series is to do with me, my development. But of course, I really believe that some of the things that I've learned can be beneficial to other people as well. So hopefully, you learn from it and it benefits you as well. So it's been forever and a day, like all of 2020. I kind of recorded like 2 or 3 videos. Lockdown, COVID came, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What am I doing? And I kind of went into my shell and I just started focusing on content that was for myself. But I am back with the lessons that I've learned, and I'm here to share it all as I learn, as I develop. So, as I've mentioned, you can join me on my journey to want better, do better, and be better. In case you're not doing so already, make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, and of course comment on other topics that you think people go through, or that you would like me to share my opinion on. Or if you're nosy like me and you want to know what kind of stuff I'm going through that you might also be going through, make sure you share that with me in the comment section and I'll be sure to make a video. I do read every single comment, so make sure you leave a comment and let's get into it. So, the title of this video, Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. If you know where that's from, then yeah, stay safe in it. But more importantly, I think in 2020, we kind of learn a lot about ourselves and a lot about other people. Pause. I'm going to just explain something there. So I know a lot of people, and I know I had this thought a couple times, where I just thought to myself, well, so-and-so's not reaching out to me, so-and-so's not checking on me, they don't know if I'm well, they haven't really called me to see if I'm good, COVID's out here, wiping people out left, right and centre. And that is not to like shame anyone, that is not to make COVID seem really lighthearted, because it is a serious situation. But I got into a moment where for some people I was like, they ain't hollering at me, so why should I be hollering at them? That ain't right, y'all. So yeah, I basically decided that, you know what, I need to make a more conscious effort to check on my people. Rather than waiting for people to check on me, I also need to check on them, right? Because it's a two-way street. If I'm not checking on you, how can I be mad that you're not checking on me? Doesn't make sense. Anywho, on top of me and other people being all in their feelings about, okay, so-and-so didn't holler at me, so-and-so didn't check up on me during lockdown, etc, etc, etc. One of the things that I realized as well is there's a couple of principles to your friendship. And as I've mentioned, I'm quite specific, and I choose my friends quite carefully. I don't let everyone in, yeah? And I won't apologise for that, because I feel like I'm quite careful in terms of how I discern who I speak to, who I let into my dot, as it were, not a circle, because I told you that I don't have a circle as the full stop. I'm just very careful in general, which I think a lot of people should be. There's people that, they call in acquaintances friends. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. But anyway, some of the principles that I've learned about friendship are: your friendships are a reflection of you, and they also represent what you're comfortable with or what you stand for. And I know a lot of people are not going to like the sound of that. There is a saying or a quote that says basically, show me your 5 top people, the people that you spend most of your time with, and they will basically be a reflection of how far you can go or how you are as a person. So if you're constantly spending time critiquing your friends and saying this person doesn't do this person can be better at this, all of that sort of critique and self-analysis, or it's not even self-analysis because you're analysing other people, but you've got so much to say about other people, that is you. Because if you're accepting it, it must be the norm for you. This is your norm. So you can't now turn around and say that, okay, I don't agree with this, I don't like this. This is what you have allowed in your space, in your circle. That's number one. And one of the things that I learned in 2020 is I need to draw positive people into my circle. Now, I'm not saying I was hanging around a lot of negative people. As I've said, my circle is a dot. But I just needed people that were going to give me positive energy. I made a couple of drastic, it wasn't even drastic, but for me, they were big changes. My hair is locked. Things that I was eating, places that I wanted to be, people that were traveling. These are things that I'm interested in. And then you start to look, well, I had to look at myself, check myself and say, okay, Vix, check yourself and, do an analysis of the people that you're spending your time with. Loads of my people then were not traveling. Loads of my people were not selfless. Those are things that I value. I value people. Acts of service is my love language, basically. So if you're not about that, I'm questioning, okay, yes, I may be able to offer something else to you, but if I don't like the way you relate to people, why are we here? What are we doing? It doesn't make sense at all. You need to, okay, let me not even say you. For me, I learned that I need to look at myself and think about what my non-negotiables are. And I know a lot of people talk about non-negotiables in terms of romantic relationships and things like that, but you should be applying that same principle to every single facet of your life. So you're talking about friendships, you're talking about, what you put in your body, what you say, what you think, what you read, what you eat, all of that applies. So if you're not taking the time to analyze what you're comfortable with, then you're not going to grow or progress. I had to learn that myself. So it was a real check yourself moment. But yeah. Top 5 people are a reflection of who you are, baby. Check yourself, Vix. Quick interlude, guys. The video is still going on. You will catch the rest of it. Before you move on, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell so that you know when things are coming up or when I post a new check yourself video. And also, let me know in the comment section what you find useful, what was relevant, if you agree, disagree. Let me know what topics you want me to focus on. We're all out here trying to learn, so I'm open. Let me know what you think, and let me know what topics you think I should talk about next. Thanks, guys. Second point, it's proper crazy, but there are very few people that actually know me. Like I said, I'm pretty... guarded is the wrong word, but I am very specific about who I let into my space and the energy that I allow around me. When I started thinking more and more into this, I had to actually start thinking, yo, who is down for you? Who are you giving to? Who are you pouring into? Who is pouring back into you? And the more that I did that, the more I saw that, okay, this person is truly for me. And this goes beyond this whole COVID discussion about, okay, this person, they called me, they checked up on me. There's people that didn't call and check up on me throughout COVID, but I know for a fact, all I got to do is ring their phone if I'm in a time of need and they will be there flash. Yeah, there's people that I don't need to speak to for months on end, but we know the love is still there. Same way I had to check myself and be like, Vix, who's really for you? You know who is for you in your friendship circle. So when we're talking about, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, who are your real homies that should be eating at your table? Real talk. Who are the people that deserve a plate, deserve round 2, deserve seconds? Who brought drink to your party? That's a whole nother situation, but I'll get into that as well. And I'm not even talking about high table wedding settings. I'm just talking general come round. In fact, picnic. Let's take it down to basics. Level 1. Who would you invite to a picnic? Once you've got that analysed in your mind, you've got that assessed. I know if you've got me when you think about me the same way you think about yourself. And it might not be level pegging, but what I mean is that, for example, we're going to this picnic. Anyone who I will invite to that picnic should be asking me, fam, what do we need? Or, if you got paper plates, yeah? You got kitchen towel, yeah? You got tissues, you got cutlery, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just, if they don't ask me, then for me, they're not really my friend. They're there to eat. They're not there to support. anything I'm doing. They're just there to eat. That's my personal opinion. I can't deal with that. And I had to sit down and be like, yo, Vix, who are those that are just eating because you're providing food? You know what I'm saying? Who are those that have come with Tupperware and they're literally like, yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm sorry, I had to do away with all of that. It can't work, it can't run. So if you're in a relationship and it's parent, friend, whatever, any sort of relationship, and you don't feel secure, personally, I feel that that's grounds for you to duck out. Like, leave. Don't be part of it. Don't accept it. That should be part of your non-negotiables. If you don't feel secure, scram. Get out of there. Quick. So I came into the whole discussion talking about my reflection on other people and the relationships that I had. There came a point where, and I can be very self-critical, and not in a horrible or harsh way, but in a way that I genuinely want to do better so that I can become a better person. And it got to a point where I had to check myself and be like, yo, Vix, alright, look in the mirror, check yourself. Are you the things that you want to see back? Are you loving? Are you patient? Are you kind? Do you make people feel secure? When I say, like, it was a shutdown moment for me, because I was like, okay, I know I definitely do that for some people, but I could definitely see space where I could do better for other people. And sometimes we find it so easy to be like, oh, you don't do this for me, you don't do that for me. I mean, I spoke about love languages and the fact that I think acts of service is the most important thing. Now, I'm with people that need words of affirmation regularly. So how am I adapting my love language to be able to support them the same way I'm expecting them to support me? And it's that willingness and that desire that helps to build the relationships that you have. So when I'm saying something like, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, the truth of the matter is, my wins should be your wins. I should also be trying to improve as much as I'm asking you to improve. And it hurts, but it's the truth. Truth hurts, isn't it? Another thing that I want to touch on is this whole notion of expectation. And a lot of people like to make it seem like they don't have any expectations, but that's point blank nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You definitely have expectations in the way that you relate to people, in the way that you speak to people, and just by the general standards by which you hold them by. And I'm bringing this again to mirror you. Same way I had to put a mirror in front of my face and, you know, go through a whole check yourself moment. The expectations that you have on people, can you yourself attain them? That's number one. Number two, you need to sit down and look in the mirror and be like, yo, the same way that I have expectations, whether knowingly, biased, you know, unknowingly, unintentionally, you've got those biases, you've got those expectations. What expectations do other people have of me? And have they communicated that with me? Have I made an open space that will allow these people to clearly share what they want, what their expectations are? And then an even harder thing, hardest thing of all, well, at least it was hard for me, but I had to look at and think about, okay, this person has said this is what they want, this is what they feel like they want in a relationship with me. Can I do that? And yet again, this might be a scenario or a space where you find out that, you know what, this relationship has run its course because what this person wants, I can't deliver that. But so long as that expectation is set clear, then I can give my honest response to it. No one can be mad. No one can be upset. You know, so it's that open communication, understanding the expectation, knowing that, you know, there should be forgiveness, patience, security in your relationship. But anyway, let me get on to the summary because I don't want this video to be too long. And I want to explain why I've titled it, Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. Right. So I've mentioned three things, or I'm going to mention three things that I definitely feel you should look out for to have that moment of self-reflection. Look in the mirror and check yourself the same way that I'm continuously having to check myself. Yeah, this is not a one-way exercise where you tell people what you want, but you can't do that thing back. You can't have that self-critique or self-analysis to try and make yourself better. First thing that I will say, we should be able to share my wins, my joys, my blessings. If a friend can't do that with you, I will question whether or not they're your friend. I've had to do that with a couple of people in their space, and you can't have that around you, otherwise you will not be able to flourish. You will always be feeling like you have to dim your light around someone that you claim to love or care about. Babes, that's not a friendship. Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. If you can't enjoy my wins, then baby boo. Mad thing. We can't do it. On top of that, and this is going to be quite difficult for some people to think about, but if you realize that you're becoming envious of certain people, you're going to need to separate yourself for a moment, and you're going to need to actually look in the mirror again, check yourself and think of why. What is it that is triggering in front of you? What is it that is making your skin crawl? What is it that is making you feel insecure? The moment you're able to identify that and be honest with yourself, you can start to address that issue. Perfect example. I know people that spend ages on Instagram, and Instagram, social media, all these different platforms are amazing, but at the same time they can be people's biggest downfall, right? So is it that you need to unfollow pages? Is it that you need to limit the time that you spend on social media? Is it that you need to look for people that actually reflect what you think is important? And don't get me wrong, I know there's a whole conversation around how people just have a big echo chamber of people telling them what they want to hear. There's an element of that. But I think there are, and I'll speak specifically to girls, but I know men face this as well, there are people that are chasing things that are not even, like, when they say stay in your lane, it's not because you are in the slow lane. It's because there is a path for you. If this person is going to Mexico and your lane is going to Colombia, baby boo, why are you looking at their lane? Why are you following them? You will end up in a destination, but it will ultimately be the wrong destination for you. So yeah, that's number one. Make sure you separate yourself from things that, you know, that don't celebrate your joy, your wins, your successes. Opposite of that, so point two, your friends should be able to share and understand your burdens and your pains. Now, I'm not trying to say that you need to offload that onto people, but there should be a certain level of empathy. This is my personal opinion again. You can't tell me bad news and it just goes over my head, and then, you know, I go into talking about something completely random, like what we're watching on Netflix or what I saw on social media. If I don't feel that you're hurting, then I'm going to question, babes, are you really this person's friend? The same way, if you tell someone something quite intimate and personal, and they ain't got your back. Now, let me just caveat that. There are certain things that you tell people and they may not be able to do anything because it's not physically possible. You know, we can't run up to everybody's house in this day and age and just go and support people, because most people are on lockdown, right? But if this person can't express empathy towards you in that moment, then to me that's a red flag, that's an issue. Not everyone is able to be open, not everyone is able to be transparent, and to be point blank, I'm one of those people, again, which I'm trying to work on, but I'm one of those people that sometimes I don't know how to react. Like, I deal with things in a strange way. I'm very, like, action focused. So I'm like, someone's passed away, okay, what do we need to do? They need to get buried. Alright, cool, we need money for that. That's the way my mind works. For other people, they like to be, or they need to be, in that moment of pain to be able to rationalize it. You know what I mean? So you need to, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. If they can't share your wins, they can't understand your losses, they can't understand your pain, then you need to question why they're around you. And if you can't do that for someone, you also need to question why you're around them. Please don't be a leech in this. 2021 is not the year to be leeching off people, you know, to be around just because you want to catch the crumbs. Don't do it, babes. Get a whole loaf of bread, fresh bread. It might not be the same bread that everyone else wants, but yeah, like I said, stay in your lane, bruv. Don't be that person that's leeching off someone or just there because you want to make numbers. It's not cool at all. Then the last one, again, linking back to the title, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. My vision and my desires. Now, I've read a lot of social media posts about people that start up businesses and they're shocked to see that their friends don't support them. One thing I will say, your friends may not be your customers. That's one thing. However, on this same social media, I have seen a lot of information about how you can support your friends for free. Yeah? And if your people are not doing that, then you need to question what's really good. You actually need to question what's really good. And again, I hold the mirror up to my face a lot as well. I have had situations where I've had a business idea and maybe due to fear, I haven't put it out, I haven't worked on it, or I've been slower than someone else, or slower. Because sometimes it's not that you're slow, you're running at a different pace, you're in a different lane, right? So examples, you and a friend could have the same business idea, work on it at the same time, they launch before you. What are you doing as a friend to support them and learn from them? There's enough money in the world to go around for everyone to eat. There's enough customers if you're doing your work right, and I'm talking about promotion, branding. If you've got an offer that is worthwhile, there is enough food for everyone to eat. Yeah, I had to get into a space where I was like, yo Vix, are you supporting people enough, or are you scared that they're gonna take your customers? Y'all ain't ready to be real, bruv. I'm too honest in the place. I've had that thought way too many times. And I have to take myself away and come back and be like, no, but I care about this person. I love this person. Therefore, I need to support them. I need to double tap. I need to share. I need to do what is right. Because the truth of the matter is, when tables are turned, I want that person to do the same for me. And I'm not doing it because it's a tit for tat situation. But don't be that same person, and I'm talking to myself, that is complaining that your people aren't supporting you, but you never supported them. Babes, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So, support your friends' desires, support your friends' visions, and also make sure that the people that you call your friends are also supporting you. I know that, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, they say, this is my sis, this is my fam. They use those terms interchangeably. I ain't got a problem with that at all. In fact, I do it. However, we need to be very, very clear about the fundamentals of the relationships that we have. And the statement stands, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. We're not talking about girls, we're not talking about all of that. We're talking about the fundamentals and winning and you know, having that support and the network around you to really feel like you're covered. So yeah, guys, as I've mentioned already, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. Click on that notification bell. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Comment below, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you agree, disagree. I'm always out here to learn, so I've got no objections with people not agreeing with me totally. Let me know what scenarios you faced as well, because I know it's not a black and white situation. So thanks for watching, guys. Oh yeah, catch me at JustTheRealV on all social media as well.